go.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Share and Drink with Matt. Today I'm talking to Sydney band Cinco. Oh, fuck. All right, we'll
Cinco
start
Savage,
again.
mate.
Yeah, fuck.
And
Start
we're
again.
from Melbourne.
Hey guys, welcome. Here we go again. Okay, guys, welcome to another episode of Share and Drink with Matt. Today I'm talking to Cinco Savage. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Good to be here.
Good to have you. Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure. I'm just here at the Winchelsea Hotel.
What's
Bowen
that?
Hotel in Winchelsea.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting having a beer?
Yeah, I had a big surf this morning and we wanted to go out. There was a marketplace going on here. But it didn't happen, so I just walked across the road and came to the pub instead.
Why not? Why not? So where'd the name come from?
Well, our singer is an American guy. He's from California, so he speaks Spanish fluently. And when we were just toying with names, just like wanted something that sort of was rolled off the tongue easily, and because he was speaking Spanish, he's like Cinco, because there was 5 of us at the time. So Cinco Savage worked. Since then, we've gone and got a 6th member, so it doesn't really make any sense anymore. But the name stuck, so now we've kind of gravitated from the 5-piece Cinco to a 5-headed animal of sorts, some kind of mystical creature. And our new singer is she's the leader of this beast that's going to come on and beat everything up with its 5 heads.
Excellent.
If that makes any sense at all.
6-0 Savage.
Yeah, something like that would probably make more sense, but we're just going to stick with it now because it's been too long to change it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been gigging around for probably 6 or 7 years now. We've recently just got out in the last 12 months, 18 months. We've got another a girl come on, and Kez, she's a good singer, so she's joined it as well. So I like your shirt, mate. We big Hard-Ons fan, are you?
When they were called the Dead Rats.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, I moved from down here to Queensland. I think 80, I think, and 84. A band, I don't know if you ever heard of them, Thrust. They were a 3-piece on the Gold Coast there, and yeah. So they're the drummer of the Dead Rats, who turned into the Hard-Ons. The drummer moved to Queensland and started a 3-piece like the Hard-Ons. He drum and sang. Yeah, so that's how long I've been a fan of them.
Yeah, I'm huge fan of all this. I love all their old surf rock that they did. I love that sound. And then they do their heavier stuff, which I really like too. And now it seems like they've gone into a bit more of a
poppy
kind of rocky poppy sort of stuff. Now that Tim Rogers has joined, which has been really fun to watch as well. That they can kind of do all that stuff.
Yep, definitely. They just evolve and just keep evolving, don't they?
Love it. Yeah, I love that. I love music that you can kind of span all those different genres, and just I've seen them do a big heavy show where it gets a bit out of control, and then I've seen them do just surf rock and pop, and it's really nice, and just people are dancing. Like it's really cool how you can mix that up in your sets.
Definitely. You ever played with them at all?
Not the Hard-Ons. No, we're mates with Tim, so we've played with him before a few times. But never with the Hard-Ons. We did a show at the Tote about this time last year. We played at the front bar, and then they played on the main stage later. So it kind of felt like a little mini festival for us, because we played in the Arvo and then just got to get drunk all afternoon and watch them play after.
Hey, what a day! All right. So when you were growing up, what music did your parents have on the stereo when you
Nothing.
were just
They
no
weren't
mu?
musical at
Oh,
all. Nah, shocking. Got nothing. I really had to go and find my own stuff. I think that was kind of what led me to, um, you know, hanging out with the crew in the band. Really, like sort of
mm,
finding your own way in life with music. It sort of takes you to some places you never found yourself. And so I'm a bit of a black sheep in my family. They sort of not very musical, but I went
mm.
and followed that path and became quite musical, and that's how I ended up with the band. It was just common interest, common musical taste. So they weren't really into much. I grew up kind of in the '90s, so there was a lot of punk rock and sort of grunge was kind of the
Yeah.
flavor. So all I wanted to do was I remember seeing like even Silverchair as a kid, just like they were my age, and I just couldn't believe that someone like that could do what they did.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to do was play guitar after that. So yeah, so sort of grew from there, and then
No.
got into a bit more sonic sort of stuff from there. A bit more sound, like a bit more ambient sound music, and then I also love hip hop. Tim in the band, he's a great rapper as well. So we kind of mix that in.
No.
I love pop music. I love rock, grunge, punk. We've got a couple of good, really punky, punchy songs as well that we do. So it's nice to have that blend. And I think not really having anything pushed on as a kid, you kind of get a rich tapestry of whatever you find. You don't really go and just only do one thing. It was really cool just to have all the influences through the '90s.
Oh, definitely. You're making me feel old. I had kids when Silverchair started.
Yeah,
Mm.
I saw him do an interesting interview, and I think the interviewer was taking the piss out of him a little bit and said to him, "Oh, how does it feel to have wrote all your good songs before the age of 18?" And kind of saying he didn't do anything good after that. And his great
Yeah.
answer back to him was, "Oh, it felt amazing. I could do whatever the fuck I wanted then," which I think was
Yeah.
amazing. Like, yeah, go and
Yeah.
write a US number one hit, that
Yeah.
wins you a Grammy album, and then you're kind of free just to
Exactly.
do whatever the fuck you like. I think that's pretty powerful. That
Yeah.
Daniel Johns was able to do that.
Oh,
Most of us just
definitely. He
tinker away all
he
the
sort of
time, just trying to
changed,
get
right?
anything, and he just went straight to the top, and then was able to just do whatever after.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So, okay. What this usually goes from the question about what your parents were listening to. But all right, you get in your car, you press play on the stereo. What's it on?
Well, this week we went and saw Gillian Welsh and Dave Rawlings play at the at Hamer Hall. So I've been listening to a shit ton of country and western all week. But the week
Excellent.
before that, we went and saw the Super Suckers and Natural Pussy. So it's hillbilly rock. So
Yeah, no,
so that was in time too. So it's just it's keep it pretty fucking weird to be honest. It could be from one thing
yeah.
to the next.
No,
I
I
sat
get
up pretty
jealous.
late last night. Actually, I got home and ended up in a YouTube hole watching Rage Against the Machine until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Wow. I've
whatever,
said this.
whatever.
Yeah, I've said this in an interview before, but go on YouTube and type up Rage Against the Machine first ever appearance,
Yeah,
and it's them in a little picnic area with about 20 people, and it starts off with "Killing in the Name of," but
wow.
just the beginning of "Killing in the Name of," and then they put it into another song. And I delved a bit deeper, and "Killing in the Name of" wasn't actually a song; it was an intro to how they started their gigs. But
Right.
that was their first ever live appearance, and like he had short hair and And yeah, it's give it a listen to. And with the country and music shit that you like, have you heard Casey Chambers do Eminem
The
cover?
Eminem cover, holy fuck,
Yeah,
gives me
is that
goosebumps
amazing
looking
or
at that.
fucking what?
Jesus,
Yeah,
that thing just builds out of control.
my God, I send it to everyone I know, and not many people like I don't think watch it. They go, oh fuck, come on,
I
Casey
wonder if
Chambers
you've
there.
seen it. What do you reckon
Tag?
Eminem thought?
Oh, I reckon he would have loved it, mate.
He would have
I
loved
reckon
it.
he,
He
yeah,
seems to be a
fucking
really
hell.
good dude these days. He at the start I was kind of like, who's this guy? But he seems to like been really taking some really cool political changes and speaking his mind a lot these days. It seems like a dude,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, yeah.
back to Rage, like that was kind of that era, wasn't it? When they were kind of everyone had a voice like in that time, but they were also pushing for change and stuff like that. It was really fucking cool.
Mm.
So
I read
yeah,
it.
good
I
on
read an
Eminem.
interview. Yeah, fucking hell. I read an interview with Rage Against the Machine, and his uncle or his dad, I don't know, still or not, but was the leader of the Black Panthers.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember because it was ages ago that I saw the interview, but I can't remember if it was his dad or his uncle, but I know it was family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just born
and
into it,
I
huh?
don't know if it was or is, but yeah, it was something like that. You
Yeah,
find
well,
some
Zach De La
fucking
Rock, he's just a machine, isn't he? Like he just spits venom. He's just so powerful with the way he raps. And
mm,
Tom Morello as a guitarist, fuck, like what a mind bender that guy is. And then I don't know who the bass player is for that band, but I was watching him play last night, and fuck, like some of the noises that he comes up with, and some of the beats.
bad.
Wow, like, he's a real like
Mm,
progressive bass player. That was I didn't realize until I was watching it
mm.
last night, and I was, fuck, that guy's got some
Yes,
skill. I don't know who he is or if he did anything
uh,
after that.
I
Because I
saw
like
him do a. You go.
Tom's he's gone and done a bunch of stuff, and Zach does Prophets of Rage as well now.
Oh, yeah,
So I love them.
yeah. So that's who do we? Oh, we got country music. That's what was on your stereo. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good. I think there's a gem in every every genre of music. Which I've said a lot too. But I think I'm not a real country and western fan. Like I'm not really a country and western fan, but I've partied that many times at Tamworth Music Festival. It's fucking amazing. Have you ever been to that?
no, I haven't. My brother just went though because the Wiggles were playing, and he wanted to show his kids.
Oh my god! I
No, I've
can't
never
believe.
been
Oh,
there. It does seem like it would be a time.
you got to
And
do
it's
it, man. It's
we live in Melbourne as well. Like there's so much good Americana and country in the Melbourne music scene. So we see it around a lot. A lot of people do it that I really like. We saw the Drive By Truckers earlier in the year as well, last year. Sorry, and fuck me, like I just immediately wanted to go home and write a southern rock album. It's so fucking cool.
do
So
you chuck a bit of country music in
yeah,
to your
yeah,
music?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We got a couple of
yeah,
little country numbers in there as
excellent.
well. It's nice. It's a good way to tell a story, and through country music. I think it's sort of pop and rock songs. It's kind of hooky and fun and all that. But in country music, you definitely
Mm.
get to tell, like paint a lot of pictures with it, and it's a really good way of telling a story. So we enjoy that kind of music for that kind of respect.
Mm.
Um, but nothing beats good old fashioned just massive guitars and rock and roll either. So it's good that we do mostly. I'd say we're mostly a rock and roll band. Definitely not a country. It's like rock and country and pop all rolled into one with an element
Yeah,
of hip
sure.
hop.
Yeah. What do you reckon of Me First and the Gimme Gimme's take on the country music?
Yeah, great. How much fun are they?
Fucking excellent. When they do
Yeah.
their latest one, it's fucking amazing. They do a new song from some pop singer girl, but they do ABBA's Dancing Queen, and it is fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah.
It's a live album, another bar mister kind of a thing. But yeah, they're fucking great.
Yeah.
I think on the album, I think I read that McDougal from Friends with Rom actually played guitar or bass maybe on it. I think he played. Yeah, I think it was bass. I think he took over from Fat Mike because No Effects were doing their tour, and
Cool.
yeah. So
You been to
yeah,
many gigs recently, mate?
oh mate, I'm a family man. I'm sick. I get to about one a month now, which is upsetting. But I've got well, I had 8 kids. I've got 7 kids, and like from 30 down to 13, and I just
Yeah, wow.
the ones that are going through puberty, they just fuck my nights up really badly. They really fuck my nights up. There's one me and the missus go, yeah, we're going out to see a gig, and then get a phone call. Oh, we picked your daughter up, fucking passed out. She's drunk and disorderly. Da da da. So we've got to go to the cop shop and fucking. So yeah, I don't get to see as many gigs as I. But in the 80s, which was probably the best time music ever that there was. I don't think I go any less than 6 nights a week
Yep.
to see music. Yeah, even in the 90s, it was pretty much full on because the kids were young and just leave them at home with the missus and go out and party, watch bands. But yeah, I don't get. I don't get. Fuck. I'm going to see actual Melbourne band, a good friend of mine, playing on the 7th, which is going to be good, the 7th of February.
Who are they?
Forklift Assassins.
Oh, yes, we know them.
Yeah, Michael's
We
amazing. He's
we share a jam space. We often play where we go and jam. They out in Thornbury. We often bump into those guys.
great bunch of guys, mate.
Really nice bunch of dudes. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
He's
that'll be a
actually
good
my
gig.
yeah, it always is. I've seen him that many times. Michael's more or less my psychologist. When
Nice.
I'm going through shit, I just fucking ring him and blah 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 blah. Blah. Yeah. So yeah. So what's coming up next with you guys? Touring?
Well, we just released a video, which has been really successful for us. We were on Rage last weekend, so that was really fun. We've got another single that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks, and then we've got a big show coming up. We haven't announced it yet, but we'll be releasing an album, and doing a release party for it. We've also got an amazing band supporting us. It is an official. Well, we haven't released it yet, but that's very exciting that that'll be happening. So yeah, we're currently just in the midst of pressing it on vinyl so that that'll be available to buy for pre-sale, and then we'll release it, and everyone will be able to come along to the show and buy it. So
Yep.
it's all very exciting, and in the background of
Excellent.
that, we're also just doing more writing and trying to get the next one underway.
Yeah. So as a 6 piece, do you all chuck in writing or?
Yeah, we've got a couple of people often will come with songs and we'll flash them out. So a couple of really strong songwriters in the band. But then also because everyone's really good, excellent at their musical craft. As soon as you bring a song to them, where they take it is another thing altogether. So yeah, there's a lot of different people will write different stuff, and then the band will flesh it out. Or sometimes we will just sit around and jam, and then all of a sudden that will eventually come into something as well. So it's very, very collaborative, which is, most of the fun. I think most of the fun parts are playing live and then also creating. So yeah, it's all of us all together creating that beast.
Excellent.
You play yourself
Which
a bit?
pub are you in? Tried. Just not talented at all. I sang for a band called we never did anything, but Toxic Vomit in the 80s, but I just never left jam sessions. So
Oh, there's got to be
so
fans,
this
mate.
is what I do.
It's good to have fans around.
Yeah. Well, that's it. If it wasn't for us, there'd be no you. But if it wasn't for you, there'd be no us. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful relationship.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of that, have you ever played a gig like? All right, I know you don't know much about the Sex Pistols, but they played in Texas years ago, decades ago, back when Sid was around. And they played punk in front of a bunch of cowboys. Have you ever played a gig in front of a bunch of people that weren't really there for that sort of a show?
We did a show out in Ballarat, and it was a bit like that. It was a bit some guy just got up on stage and just started drinking my beer. So they were there to party, and whatever we played, I don't think they really gave a shit. We could have hit play on Spotify for all they cared. So that was funny. One girl classically came out of the toilet and she went back in with a mop and a broom, and we thought she worked there, but it turned out that she just vomits there every second night, and she knows how to clean it up now. This is a very loose crew. One guy, by the end of the night, was just by the front fireplace, passed out. But they were beautiful people. It wasn't, it never got malicious or anything like that. It never got dangerous. It was just it was just a big party. They just wanted to get fucked up, I think, and we were the conduit for them for that night. So that was a fun time.
Sounds like Ballarat.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I've been in Ballarat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're touring soon, the Sex Pistols, I saw.
Yeah, but
they're not
I don't
really.
know. If I wanted to go see Sex Pistols, I think I'd go if Johnny, even though I think the guy's a fucking pretentious piece of shit, I'd only go if he was on vocals.
Yeah,
you know what
and
I mean?
he's not.
And he's not.
So what's the point?
Same with the Dead Kennedys. Dead Kennedys are playing, but Jello hasn't been with them for a long time. But still, I wouldn't go see the Dead Kennedys unless Jello was on vocals. So, yeah.
We're dead to us. I better shoot off, mate. It's bloody good having a beer with you, though.
Okay, no worries, man. It'll be out soon, the interview anyway. So.
Bloody legend. Good on you for doing it. Great thing you're doing. And it was a pleasure to meet you and chat to you.